right by the runway with a fairly bright light that does a number of colors. Okay, it's dark, which leads me to my next point, the ever so dreaded stealth test. And I got a unique system today because that flashlight's controlled by my phone. So I can turn it on from out there on the trail and see exactly how obvious it is. You know, this airport is a little intimidating at night because of all the lights they have on. I get the feeling they're not going to see my little flashlight. I have it pointed away from the airport. So from out here on the trail, let's see, I'm gonna turn on the lights and we're gonna see just how bad it is, because it's in those woods there somewhere, and I'll just blast it. So okay, I can see that kind of through there. Turn it off. Yeah, turn it on. Turn it off. But yeah, they're not gonna see that from there. And going down this way. On, off, on. So there's, you definitely see something if you were looking coming this way in the woods. Again, on, off, on, etc. But that's pointed the complete opposite way. It's pointed right back to the road on the other side. So you turn that off. Maybe see what it looks like from towards that way. I am nowhere near the road right now, but if I turn it on from here, full blast in the hammock. Looks like that. That's not bad because the road is another 40, 50 feet that way. Yeah, I think we're good. One of the first things I'll do, so I don't forget, I'm going to pack away my empty beverage container here because I want to be a good steward of the environment. This works good. I've got the flashlight stored in the overhead compartment in the hammock. It's fully adjustable. I can turn it whatever way I want, and I'll just point it away from the airport as much as possible. It is still windy. It's getting pretty cold, and I have a sleeping bag, so I think it's time to whip it out. I don't care what they say about sleeping bags. You don't go by the temperature rating. You go by how big and heavy it is. This is going to be great. And I just need to lay this down right now before I start cooking. And I have to wait for maybe the wind to die down, but it looks like the rain's going to start again. We'll figure this out. But so far, it's pretty cozy and pretty good with this thing on. I like this. I got food I want to cook, but everything's kind of up in the air right now because the wind will not stop. And my little camp stove is not going to work precisely as I want. It's a whirly bird out there already. Wow, it's like 7 in the morning. Whew. Holy moly, helicopters are so loud. Glad they weren't doing this all night. That would have been terrible. All right. Time to get up. The best weapon in the stealth camping arsenal is a hammock. So quick to deploy, so quick to take down, very small, etc. Last night I was worried the pitch of the hammock would make me roll all night, but I was yawning already, so I fell asleep pretty quick. Everything looks good here, better than when I showed up. Actually, the same as when I showed up, but yeah, I got this one done. Nobody's the wiser. Just like it never happened. So the next video is going to be a departure from the stealth, but that's okay. I don't want to do any spoilers, but it is going to be fun for me. 2 videos lined up, interesting projects, and thank you everybody for watching. Please consider subscribing. My ride is here, and yeah, this was an interesting one. I'm glad it wasn't a busier airport, because then I wouldn't have gotten any sleep. But slept like a baby, waking up every hour screaming. See you guys on the next one.
Lowe's knows you want the top deals on our best brands. And now with buy two, get one free exterior paints and stains during Springfest, it's the perfect time to tackle your next project. Save on your next project now with Lowe's. Lowe's knows how to help you spring.
This has been the most extraordinary experience of my entire life. Are you ready for it?
Welcome to Camping with Steve. Camping in a dump truck parked on the side of the road today, thanks to Fast Eddie, who was very cooperative when I mentioned camping in dump truck. Surprisingly, he didn't have an issue with that. So it looks like it's broken down on the side of the road. Getting dropped off here. I have my friend Scott drop me off and help me load some camp gear into the back of this. Let's go. Looks like we're just cleaning up garbage from the ditches. If I stand up, people can easily see me. So before I take my costume off, I'm going to set up the comm link so I can get the camera rolling. And then I'll know if it's safe to pop my head up or not. But, high-vis vest on, combs out. People are not going to stress too much if they see somebody walking around with a box of truck. And I'm going to place the cameras up there as well. These cameras have little lights on them, so I got that covered with electrical tape. So it'll still be obviously a ring camera, but on a big truck like this, I don't think they'll notice. I've got 2 lithium iron phosphate batteries here. I don't need those for just the communication setup. I need those for a cooking appliance I brought with me. Whoa, good morning. That power inverter is on, and it's rated for 3,000 watts, so I don't think we're going to have an issue here. Just waiting for the system to boot up, and later I'll bond the 2 batteries together with this jumper cable. That'll give me the 200 amps I need. Okay, now I got a live view of what's going on outside, so I can take off this costume. Now, this is a dump truck, so I don't know exactly what's spilled all there, but I have my suspicions. So I'm going to put the sleeping mat on the cleaner part. prime example right there was a cyclist biking past, and I knew that I shouldn't be talking if somebody's biking or walking past like that. So I'm excited about this setup. Somebody has just pulled up behind. I've never used one of these smart home security systems before, but it has a nice feature where it will alert you if there's a person. So the cars don't set it off, but my phone goes off if there's a person walking or biking in front or behind the truck. So that's perfect. It cuts down on a lot of stress. If only it had a feature, bylaw officer behind you or in front of you. Being that this is a big steel bucket on the back of the truck, it could give off a little coldness at night. Guaranteed certified rated for minus 10 Celsius, 14 Fahrenheit. That means 0 Celsius, 32 Fahrenheit. Let's be honest. I hear a helicopter. That's the only thing that could catch me, and I doubt they're looking for people camping in the back of dump trucks. A little bit of a clear break in traffic here. Now, if I could stand up more comfortably, this would be my view. But I gotta lay low. I'm gonna be hunkered down here, staying low for the next hour or so, because there are fancy houses to the left, fancy houses to the right. Here I am on a Sunday night, and the sun's gonna set around an hour. Then in twilight, we can poke our head around for a little bit of adventure. In the event of rain, I've got these magnets and a tarp here. I can cover these up quite easily, and these magnets will hold the other end down onto the floor. So I should stay nice and dry no matter what happens. Now that shelter is all set up, it's time for step 2. Now, anything involving vehicles is always a non-alcoholic step 2. Even though I don't have the keys to this, I just don't want to be drinking a beer in the back of a vehicle parked on a road. So, in honor of that, today's beer is one I found at the grocery store called What's the Point? Which basically sums up my channel and the way some people feel about alcohol-free beers. So, see what it tastes like. It's all right, you know? What's the point, though? But this one, big cheers. This is dedicated to Crazy Neighbor. Him and I were going to film this video, but we could never find anybody willing to let us use or rent a dump truck. And he has his license. Crazy Neighbor had a license to drive one of these. And when we explained what we were going to do, everybody got really scared and freaked out about it. So we were going to have it set up with a couple of cots and, you know, have a good old camping trip. But I'm doing it for the both of us now. So also big shout out to Fast Eddie for actually letting me do this in the back of his truck, because it's been a long search to try and find somebody that will let me do this in the back of the truck. So Fast Eddie, he's the guy to go to for all your dump truck camping needs, of which I know there is a high demand for. And also, I got his information from Pioneer Polly, who used this to, he got a whole dump truck load of sand, like Home Depot sand, and found out how much gold was in it. I won't spoil it for you, but there was gold in it. And he's even got his GoPro mount still on the back of the truck here. If I'd known that, Would have made my life a little bit easier. But that's what's going on there. Everything looks pretty calm on the cameras. So I'm just gonna have this delicious What's the Point wheat ale and wait for the sun to dip down on the horizon a little bit more. I think we're gonna be having a good night tonight here, guys. It's hard to say. To me, that looks like a Chevy Silverado, like a white Chevy Silverado, but I'm just gonna have to hunker down for a little bit here until that goes away. Speaking of the restroom situation, you've probably noticed there isn't one. But with the way it's all sloped, everything drains out the back. Kidding. There's a grocery store down the road that is open until 10. There's a Starbucks that opens at 5:30 in the morning. So I'm covered all but for those few hours in the night. So right before bed, I'm going to be sure to go. Now we got a second vehicle that pulled up in front of that last one. The time to hunker down is now. One is leaving, and the second one is leaving. So finally, after a long wait, all those vehicles behind me have drove away. So we got smooth sailing here. Wait for this car to pass. Okay, braking traffic for a little bit. Oh, here we go. I can see all these nice houses over there. See downtown right over there. In the distance is Mount Baker. They're building a bunch of stuff down there by the looks of it. And this is what's going on here. There's some lights along the walking trail, but there's no street lights shining down. So I'll have to use the flashlight tonight, but I think if I'm pointing it down and away from the road, we should be fine. I am getting too old to be cold. So I brought the little buddy heater with me. Should warm things up nicely. Just like so. This will keep the chill off. Okay, things are officially pretty dark here. Gonna need that flashlight right away. All right, now this is what camping's all about. I've got my heat going, I've got my security cameras on, and I'm just kind of relaxing here. I'm gonna start cooking food in about 20 minutes. That'll give me enough time to make it down, hopefully, to that restroom before it closes down the road. And the traffic is still a little bit busy, of course. It's a kind of a main road, and that should calm down a little bit here within the next hour or so. But I can hear some people walking by. All right, catch you guys in a sec. It's getting a little more quiet. There's another vehicle that looks like it parked in front, and I have heard some people talking, so yay, being quiet and staying still. Okay, I've got the two batteries linked together, and that'll provide me extra power. It's already raised the voltage on the inverter